So, good afternoon, everyone. And first of all, sorry from my side for the delay we have. So, I request Mr. Singh sir and sir to turn on the camera if possible. Yeah. Yeah. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aishwarya Pathe from Mathematics and Computing Part 2, and your host for today's webinar. I welcome you all to the webinar Preparation Strategy to Crack IAS Exam. So SCS in collaboration with Next IAS is presenting you the third session of the series Essing UPSC. And we have three alums of prestigious IIT BHU with us for today's session. Mr. B. Singh, then Mr. Pulkit Singh, and Mr. Rahul Singh. So, before we proceed, I will give you the quick introduction of Next IS. So, basically, Next IS is an initiative of Made Easy Groups and is a premier institute for UPSC civil services examination preparation. And the headquarter of Next IS is located at New Delhi, and they have a faculty panel that includes professors, ex-civil servants, and subject experts. In UPSC Service Examination 2019, Next IS has produced 4 ranks in top 10 and more than 47 selections in the top 100. So you guys know how big achievement is this. And in 2020, like this year, 327 final selections and 300 plus students were selected in civil service exams from Next IS Institute, and out of them 5 were in top 10. So this is the brief introduction of Next IS. Now let's have a brief introduction of our today's special guest. So Mr. B. Singh, good afternoon, sir. And he is a renowned enthusiast with 15 years of vast teaching experience, and
Good
he is
afternoon.
also good afternoon. And he is also IIT BHU alum from the batch 1998. And he had established Made Easy in the year 2001 and Next IS in 2017 to own every aspirant's abilities and prepare them for the competitive exams by providing the best coaching guidance. And the second guest is Mr. Rahul Sengar, like his faculty at Next IS. So Mr. Rahul Sengar is BTech from he has BTech from IIT BHU and who passed out in 2010. He's also our IIT BHU alum. So he worked as a senior engineer in Vedanta Resources Limited. Currently, he is esteemed faculty of Next IS for UPSC General Studies preparation. Now, Mr. Pulkit Singh, first of all, I heartily congratulate him for securing the 26th AR rank in UPSC exams. He has
Thank
done,
you, Aishwarya.
yeah, you're welcome. He has done an integrated dual degree course in mechanical engineering from the same college, IIT BHU, and he had worked for a year in Defense Research and Development Organization, that is DRDO, and he has worked in the EDIC, EDTech sector for 3 years, and now he has cracked the exams in the third attempt. So we are really proud to have you all three for the today's webinar. I hope you will enjoy the webinar, all of you, and we'll learn a lot about UPSC preparations. So now I hand over the controls to Mr. B Singh, sir.
Thank you, Aishwarya. It is privilege to be a part of this webinar today here. Being the alumni of the IIT BHU, it gives me great feeling. I started my journey in 1994 when I entered into the campus, and the first hostel was Limdi Hostel, then Rajputana, then Vishweswaraya, and finally ended the journey from the Vivekananda Hostel. Civil engineering was my department. I completed BTech in 98, got campus placement, and fortunate to got the 2 placements from the campus. I joined Bharat Yantra Nigam Limited, which was a public sector. I worked for 1 year and finally decided to go for the UPSC. 2001 was the year when I was selected first time in engineering services, then in 2002 again, and in 2003 again. So I worked in engineering services for 1 year, Central Engineering Services, which we call as CPWD. And finally, I resigned. And after 1 year of service, I took the final decision to go and make my career in the teaching field. And that is how I founded Made Easy. So Made Easy was founded in the year 2001 when I was selected first time. I also prepared for the civil services during that time and cleared the initial stages, but somehow I could not make it to final. And at that time in 2003, when I was not able to see my name in the final list of the civil services, it was very disappointing. And it was looking like I have not been able to.
Yeah, your voice was cracking a little bit. Is it for me only or?
Pulkit?
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Voice is cracking to you also? Yes.
Sir, I could not even listen. Also,
My
sir.
voice is cracking?
Yes, sir. There is some error in the internet connection, sir, I believe. But now you are
Okay,
audible.
I will log in from other device. By the time you, I will log in from the other device.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe. Please continue. By the time I log in, just in 2 minutes.
So thank you, Aishwarya, for the warm welcome. And it's really a happy moment for me too, because being as an alumni and meeting you guys after almost completing 10 or 11 years after the class. Okay, so I have graduated in 2010, as you have already introduced me. So I will start directly with some questions. Okay, some questions with the from the Pulkit. And the first question for me, as everyone of you may be saying for the preparation of the UPSC, the first thing in the mind is how to get the motivation for the UPSC, how to get the motivation from the UPSC. So I'll like to ask Pulkit the same question. Pulkit, how did you manage? Because you have graduated around 2014-15, and it's a long time. It's a 5-6 years. So how did you get motivated during this period for the civil services?
Thank you, sir. The first part of motivation for me is that I take the task as something which I have to do. So when I resolved that I have to prepare for the civil services, that was somewhere around 2016-17. And once I was clear with that I have to go about it. So then I could not then think about anything else. And if I talk specifically about motivation in this regard, I take a lot of inspiration from sports in this regard. Like I like to quote 2 incidents, very recent incidents. Like one I can quote is regarding how the transformation of Mr. Ben Stokes was there. He was someone who was hitting for 4 consecutive sixes in the final of a World Cup in 2016. And 3 years later down the lane, he won the first World Cup for his team in the T20 International. That is something very inspiring for me. The other inspirational thing which I can quote very close to me is, and very recent also, it comes from the Formula One racing, whereby I can quote regarding one of the veterans in this regard, Mr. Sergio Perez. He had competed around 190 F1 races, and still he was not having the podium finish. Very recently, I think in the month of March and February, he was the person who got the podium finish. In that one also, he had 28 overtakes, and that's too much to be done in one Formula race. So these are small incidents which inspire me from time to time, and these two are I'm able to only recall because they are very recent ones. Certainly, I can recall many others also, but I believe being part of the sports fraternity at IIT BHU also, that has greatly helped me in terms of shaping my mentality, in terms of going about the things which I want to achieve. So, sir, that will be my part of motivation that I like to share.
Great. That is great. Definitely, sports must help, and it do help. And as we are
Yes, sir.
all the part of the cricket family, basically from the ITBHU. Okay, we have all played the Spardha and all those things. Okay, so the next question for me, because when I was in college in 2009-10, so this was a question ki how to what is the ideal time to start the UPSC preparation? Basically, what is the ideal time?
Yes, sir. In this regard, I will say that somehow I missed this ideal time. In retrospection, I believe the ideal time should have been the third year or the fourth year. To be very brief about it, the time when the engineers start thinking about what after engineering. जिस टाइम पे आपके दिमाग में सवाल आता है कि अब इंजीनियरिंग के बाद क्या करना है, आई बिलीव दैट इज द मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट टाइम फॉर एनीवन टू स्टार्ट इन द प्रिपरेशन. I missed out on that. I'll be very honest about it. But in retrospection about my all experience about the people who have seen going in this field also, I believe that is the most appropriate time, and that is somewhere around third year or the fourth year when people, especially in our institution, get serious about things. We all know about how their first 2 years go about. Third year is especially around the sixth semester, they get serious about their future. So I believe, sir, that will be the most appropriate time, taking my learnings and my mistakes in the process along.
Okay, so matlab is that means the third year and the fourth year will be the ideal time to start the preparation. And let's say if someone is starting the preparation and they have decided ki now, okay, this is third year or this is the fourth year one, and I'm going for the start for the preparation. So how to balance the between the college studies and the UPSC, because they are totally different. Okay, so one need to give the time to the UPSC also, and one need to give the time to the college also. Okay,
Sir, in this
so
I
what
believe we
how to
need to
balance that is.
prioritize. In this I believe that we need to prioritize. And when it comes to, I think first comes first, and in that regard, first your studies should be there, especially the what is at the task at hand. And in this regard, the task is to you have to first focus on your graduation years. And apart from that, if you are getting some time, that time you can devote it. See, the thing is that if you start preparing at that time, you somehow make up your mind that this is the direction along which you are going. And initially, and we also know very fairly enough that most of the bulk of the workload in terms of academics comes around the time of the end semesters or during the mid semesters. Apart from that, we are relatively free. If we are very willing to engage ourselves in extracurricular activities, we can develop our time there. And slowly and steadily, we can start from reading newspapers, reading NCRT, some basic level. So most important will be that you first focus on what is happening at graduation, and slowly compress these other time that you are able to take out for the other long-term projects that you are having on.
So as we have decided ki, this is the ideal time. Now we are know ki, we have to prioritize the thing. So what should be the first step when you are going for the UPSC preparation? What how to start basically the preparation? What will be the
Sir,
main
in that
source
regard,
things
I
of the source?
believe, sir, in that regard, I believe for any competitive examination, the first thing is that you refer the syllabus.
Okay.
Refer the syllabus, know about the scope of the project that you are going to undertake, know about the waters that you have to enter, and that syllabus will give you a fair enough idea about the things that you are going to do in the coming 1 to 2 years. And sir, thereafter, I believe if we take UPSC examination, especially the civil services, it is more about your general awareness and your updation about the current events happening around. And then newspaper, I think, becomes very primary in this regard. If someone wants to start, even he is having some thought and he is not into it, so this newspaper reading can help him in terms of knowing more about it, whether he wants to start or not. And later on, like for me, primary, it should be about syllabus, then newspaper. And if you have resolved, if your why is clear, means by that time, if you are able to resolve that why you want to do this thing, then you can move to the other stuff that we really talk about, the books and the standard textbooks. So this will be my suggestion to my fellow juniors in this regard, sir.
Okay. So let's कि सब कुछ decide कर लिया. Let's say कि strategy is decided, everything is decided. And जब हम start करते हैं, तो when we are starting the preparation after giving 1 or 2 examination, okay, then we need to know. Then we got to know that these are the do's and don'ts of the UPSC. So can you clarify right now कि what are the major do's and don't of the UPSC if someone is start preparing for the UPSC right now?
Sir, in that regard, I believe anything which will be helping me in terms of achieving my goal will be the do for me. And anything which hinders me from that, that will be something which I strictly not to do it. I'll just focus on the first part. I'll just simplify in terms of acronym, that is A, B, C, D, E, F. The A is for action. Like if anything we are trying to do, we should focus on the action part. That will be the first do. Then B will be sir belief. Whatever we are doing, we should have the belief in this regard that we will be able to overcome whatever constraints will be coming during the path of our the process or the way we are going. Then sir, C will be the curiosity about the things, especially with respect to this exam. That becomes very important, not only for the general life, but especially for this exam. It is very important from the even from the perspective of what you will be doing later on. Then sir, D will be for me dedication. And this in this regard, dedication becomes important because time and again, if we see that it's all about our habits, what we do. It's not only about one-time effort, what we are able to achieve. So we'll have to somehow, we can say it in other form also, we have to somehow develop a habit whereby we are able to do repeatedly the thing that we have to do. Then sir, E will be for me enthusiasm. That we have to be very enthusiastic about the process. There will be ups and downs. And in this regard, I think sir, the last F will help. That is your friends, your peer group. They will be the one who will be the support channel. And in this regard, I like to mention the role what Made Easy and Nextiles has played for me in a very subtle manner. Although Sir was my alumni, but he acted like a friend in this regard. And I am very thankful to the fraternity that we are having at IIT BHU. All our alumni treat even the juniors as friends. You might also be aware about the tradition that we are having. And personally, also that time, I believe there are many of the reasons, many of the subtle contributions by Sir that I could shape my career in this regard, and finally I achieved this thing. So in summary, I believe this ABCDEF, if you are able to take it as an acronym, I thought it was very catchy, so I made it myself. So this will be my takes on do's and don'ts.
That's great. That's great. I think the connection is fine now, and I'm giving this thing to the CMD sir, BC sir, so that he can contribute. He can give some of the other things that he want to tell us about.
So I was just sharing that life is something which flows. It is not something which we dream. Why I am saying this flows? When I passed out and joined the Bharatiya Janata Limited, then some ideas came in mind, let us go for the UPSC. So I started preparing, and my dream was to go in civil services. But after a year, after 2 attempts, when I could not make to the finalists, and then meanwhile, for the time pass, I started teaching, and that is how the Made Easy was founded. It was an accidental start. कि अभी तो ज्वाइन करना है जॉब, अभी यूपीएससी लिखना है, तो अभी कुछ समय के लिए पढ़ा लेते हैं. And then where I explored that teaching can be my passion, and teaching became the passion later. So that is how the life keep on flowing. So one thing which I have observed and experienced over the last 20 years, you do something which you want, where you enjoy. Every work will give you the success, and success is endless. When we started Made Easy, I did not have this plan to make career in teaching, but later on I realized that this can be one great path, and this we can explore here, and that is how we started. Now, when it comes to civil services, Pulkit is the right person because he himself has cracked, and this 26th rank is not an easy task. We all know that civil services is the toughest exam in the world. It is not only in India, but in the world as well. Competition, you all know, more than 10 lakh students are filling the form, more than 5 to 6 lakh are appearing in the prelims, and getting the rank to number 26 is really remarkable. So Pulkit is already sharing. But one thing which I have experienced, I want to say, there are few steps. When you begin your journey towards the civil services, there are few steps which you have to follow. The first step is conceiving the idea in the mind. When you start thinking about the civil services, that is the first step. Then the second step happens to understand yourself. You should know what are qualities within you. what weaknesses you have, what strengths you have. Being an IITian, you all are perfectly eligible, qualified, talented, and smart enough to crack this exam. So there is no question in terms of the qualification, or there is no question in terms of competency of yours. Important is once you freeze this idea in the mind, yes, I want to go for it, then explore your strengths and weaknesses, then understand the exam. So third step is understand the exam. UPSC is an exam which has very diverse requirement, right from general studies, and there are the 4 different areas of GS. Paper 1, 2, 3, 4, and within one paper there will be language. Apart from that, CSAT, where you are being checked for the aptitude and analytical skills, and finally the verbal skills, presentation skills, writing skills, everything is required. So understand the exam properly. Once you understand the exam, the 4th step is source of study. If you identify best source for each subject, your journey becomes easier and you will be able to reach in less efforts to the final destination. So I told you the next step was source of study. And finally, the 6th step, which is very important, is planning. Thereafter, the planning starts. And that planning should be in 2 parts. One, you can say you have to make a plan of 2 years, because this exam will minimum require 2 to 3 years efforts. Exam cycle itself is 1 year, but to reach into the prelims before that, you will be required to prepare at least 1 to 1.5 years. तो minimum 2.5 साल तो लगेंगे, आपको इतना पेशेंस होना चाहिए. तो प्लानिंग एक तो ओवरऑल हो जाती है, but second, which is micro level planning, that is something which is most important. हर सब्जेक्ट को अलग तरीके से पढ़ना है, and every subject has different requirement. Paper 4 general studies is purely on descriptive requirement. आपको prelims में नहीं पढ़ना कुछ भी, factual नहीं चाहिए, and you don't need to go for point wise point presentation. But when it comes to modern India, which is common in prelims and mains, when it comes to geography, it comes to the polity, so you have to make a plan which is subject specific. So this is very important. Planning is very important. One is long-term plan, another is a micro plan of each subject. Then third, which is very important, is 24 hours of planning. मतलब हमारी लाइफ में 24 घंटे का जो महत्व है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. If 24 hours of per day, for 24 hours of daily schedule, if you are able to plan, and this plan makes best utilization of the time, you will be able to do anything, whether it is the UPSC preparation or you are planning for CAT, you are planning for any other exam, so you can crack it. Friends, I'm very honestly speaking, 22 years of my professional experience, 98 pass out. Your age and my experience may be same. In 22 years, which I have been doing is a daily plan. Even today, my planning was done yesterday for the whole day. At what time I will get up, when I will reach office, what I have to do, and after office hours, what I will do, to whom I have to meet, and late night when I have to come back, and what will be my last plan before sleep. If you do this exercise daily, it hardly requires 5 minutes. 5 minutes are sufficient. अगर आप अपने 24 hours को schedule कर लें, 5 to 10 minutes अगर आप time दे दें, you will be able to utilize every minute, every hour of the day. And that is how we become efficient. आपने एक concept सुना होगा alarm का. आप ना कभी उठना होता है, so you put the alarm in your mobile. आजकल तो watch की जरूरत नहीं, clock की जरूरत नहीं, we put in mobile. But why it activates on the same time? Because there are senses, and those sensors are activated. So don't you think there are senses in our mind? We have those senses in our mind. If we activate those senses by the giving direction, and those senses will activate, and those sensors will start working, and that is how you will become concentrated in your study. मैं सिर्फ ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि रात में सोने के पहले अगले 24 घंटे का पूरा प्लान माइंड में फ्रीज करो और फिर सुबह उठ करके वैसे ही एक्ट करो। 24 घंटे के बाद देखो कि आपका पूरा प्लान इंप्लीमेंट हो पाया या नहीं। अगर नहीं हो पाया तो फाइन ट्यून करो, जैसे रेडियो में करते हैं ना, एफएम सुनने के लिए थोड़ा सा उसकी ट्यूनिंग करते हैं। अगले दिन के प्लान को फिर थोड़ा मॉडिफाई करो और ये इटरेशन करो। आफ्टर ए वीक और 10 days you will be able to utilize every hour of your day. This is the time in the life when you have to give time for you. एक बार आप सक्सेसफुल हो जाएंगे, once you achieve your success, now Pulkit Singh will be able to work for society, will be able to work for family, will be able to contribute for the nation. But think of 3 years back. 3 साल पहले उनको अपने आप को establish करना था. And for us, 20 years back, I was supposed to give time to me, but today I can give time to society, to family, to you. So हर काम का एक सही वक्त होता है, and for you, the time is for yourself. So consolidate your preparation, give time to you, isolate from the other things. अभी थोड़े समय के लिए, 2 साल के लिए, 3 साल के, जब तक आप अपना कैरियर बिल्टअप कर रहे हैं, आप अपने आप को कंसोलिडेट करिए। जीवन में अगर आप कुछ अच्छा हासिल कर लेंगे, like Pulkit has done and we all have done, then you will be able to support your family, your relatives, your friends and your society and your nation in a better way. तो बस ये ध्यान रखिए कि प्लानिंग। सोशल मीडिया में एक वर्ड बोलना चाहता हूं कि इट इज नॉट लेस देन ए ओशियन। देयर आर थाउजेंड्स ऑफ द यूट्यूब चैनल, थाउजेंड्स ऑफ द प्लेटफॉर्म्स फ्रॉम वेयर यू कैन लर्न, बट द क्वेश्चन इज दैट हाउ डू यू लैंड इनटू ए राइट प्लेस जहां आपको वही चीजें मिलें जो आपको चाहिए। एंड एवरी पर्सन इज यूनिक, you are different and your friends will be different, so every person will not have the same kind of the mindset. सबके लिए अलग अलग डेस्टिनेशन होता है, इसलिए सोशल मीडिया को बहुत संभल के यूज करिए। एंड unknowingly we waste a lot of time in Telegram channels, in Telegram groups and in the YouTube channels, lot of time unwantedly। WhatsApp में तो जाता ही है, Facebook में तो जाता ही है, लेकिन Telegram में भी बहुत ज्यादा है। जब हम ये देखते हैं कि उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी कितनी है and the time how much we have invested and what we have got returned out of it, then finally we find कि मैंने बहुत समय दे दिया और रिटर्न तो बहुत कम मिला। So dear friends, the important is discipline। अपने आप को बहुत अच्छे तरीके से डिसिप्लिन करिए। मैंने आपको कुछ स्टेप्स बताए हैं, 6 स्टेप्स, फिर से एक बार रिपीट कर देता हूँ। पहला है कि कंसीव द आइडिया, कि आपको क्या करना है लाइफ में और उसके प्रोज एंड कॉन्स क्या है। एक बार सोच लिया, फिर उसमें आगे बढ़ो, फिर आप अपने आप को समझो। सेकंड स्टेप इज टू इवैल्यूएट योरसेल्फ, योर स्ट्रेंथ्स एंड वीकनेसेस, एंड इफ दोज वीकनेसेस आर बिग हर्डल्स एंड बिग बैरियर इन योर करियर, तो अकॉर्डिंगली यू चेंज योर पाथ, डिसाइड योर पाथ अकॉर्डिंग टू योर स्ट्रेंथ्स। थर्ड स्टेप आई टोल्ड यू, अंडरस्टैंड द एग्जाम। एग्जाम की अंडरस्टैंडिंग अगर आपको बहुत अच्छी हो जाएगी, in less time you will be able to reach to the destination. So understand the exam, अब सब कुछ, डिफिकल्टी लेवल क्या है, वैरायटी ऑफ क्वेश्चंस कैसे हैं, सिलेबस कितना है एंड किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, राइटिंग स्किल्स कैसे चाहिए, स्पीकिंग स्किल्स कैसी चाहिए, प्रेजेंटेशन कैसी चाहिए, इंग्लिश और हिंदी की लैंग्वेज की नॉलेज कितनी होनी चाहिए, एवरीथिंग यू शुड नो अबाउट द एग्जाम। उसके बाद एग्जाम के बाद सोर्स ऑफ स्टडी, आइडेंटिफाई द सोर्स ऑफ स्टडी, बेस्ट सोर्स। हर सब्जेक्ट के लिए एक बेस्ट बुक चाहिए, आप उसको 5 बार पढ़ लीजिए। Not like for one subject you need to read 5 different books. So that sources of study. And finally it comes to the plan. When it comes to the planning, so the overall plan of the next 2 years, have the patience for at least 2 to 3 years, then subject wise micro plans and 24 hours of scheduling. अगर लाइफ में इतनी चीजें आप कर लोगे, सिविल सर्विसेज क्रैक करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। I told you, success may be postponed, but it has not gone from you. हो सकता है एक बार नहीं हो पाया आपका, अगली बार आ जाए, दो बार लग जाए, तो ये हो सकता है, बट यू कैन डू इट। आई बिलीव बिकॉज आई कम फ्रॉम योर कॉलेज, यू आर जस्ट generations after than what we have passed. So what we have done, you can also do, and what Pulkit sir has done, you can also do. So Pulkit, and there are many more alumni of your institute. मतलब I am very proud to be the part of this institution in my graduation. कि इस यहाँ से बहुत लोग सेलेक्ट होकर के गए हैं, एंड एट टॉप पोजीशंस दे आर सिटिंग टुडे। Made Easy is well known for the engineering services, which was founded 20 years back. Next IAS was founded 4 years back. This is 2017 we founded. And you know how these things have reached to the positions which are reflecting to you. कुछ भी टफ नहीं है. और इस सब के अलावा भी बहुत सारे इनिशिएटिव्स हैं मेडीजी ग्रुप के. मेडीजी पब्लिकेशंस हैविंग द रिटेल बुक्स फॉर ऑल कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स. Solar power MEDG, where the MEDG has the solar plants, green energy generation for the government of Madhya Pradesh with the government of Rajasthan. Then MEDG has schools right from KG, right? And the concept is very different. The concept is where the children are being taught how to become entrepreneurs, right? तो कुछ भी इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है लाइफ में. आप जो करना चाहते हैं बस वो डिसाइड करिए. यूपीएससी की तरफ सोचना चाहते हैं बस सोच लीजिए, बट सोचने के पहले होमवर्क कर लीजिए. आइडिया फाइनलाइज करने के पहले होमवर्क कर लीजिए. सो दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट दैट यू शुड बिगिन विद. In case you decide for the civil services examination, then Next IAS will provide you a support. We have a very soft corner by heart. क्योंकि हम आपके कॉलेज से हैं तो एक स्पेशल थिंकिंग होती है. जब पुलकित का रिजल्ट आया, मतलब दैट वाज द हैप्पीएस्ट मोमेंट, ऑल्दो देयर आर मेनी मोर अदर रैंक्स आल्सो, बट पुलकित इज वन हु वाज अटैच्ड वेरी क्लोजली. So when you get success, being alumni of your college, we feel more happiness, we feel very proud. तो अगर आप यहाँ आएंगे, किसी तरह का कोई सपोर्ट चाहिए, आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स एंड आउट ऑफ द कमिटमेंट जाकर के हम लोग सपोर्ट करेंगे. एंड जो भी आपको डिफिकल्टी होगी, रिक्वायरमेंट होगी, सपोर्ट सिस्टम चाहिए, एनी काइंड ऑफ द गाइडेंस, पर्सनल असिस्टेंस नीडेड, वी विल प्रोवाइड. और नेक्स्ट IAS में और मेडीजी में आपके एलुमनाई लगभग 15 हैं. There are 15 alumni of the IIT BHU who are working in different good positions in Next IAS and MEDG. So this is your institute.
Sir, I will like to add a point here. Sir.
Art yours. So
Sir,
I have completed
I will like to add one point here, sir.
Yeah, Pulkit ji.
Sir, I would like to add the role that MEDG and Next IAS played for me both as a student. Like initially, in terms of my preparation also, it was very helpful for me. And other part also, like I got a good opportunity to somehow relate myself with the academics also. So overall, holistically, if we are talking about the kind of fraternity that I was talking, that we talk about with respect to the institution, sir is a very prominent epitome of that thing. Not only his staff is coming from our college, but even not only me, even my juniors, like 2016, 17, many of them are also very grateful to sir in terms of their association with it. Because to be very honest about it, this process, during the process, when even Rahul sir was talking about motivation, keeping yourself in the loop also becomes a kind of motivation. And keeping yourself in the loop is not only about studying, it could be also a different creative venture. So in recent years, many of myself also, and even our juniors also, your seniors, they are also associated in terms of content development and other assignments also. So which keeps them in a kind of a skill learning also. They have a good avenue for skill learning. They do learn good things about it. And many of them even excel. Like many of they've even gone on to make careers in this field also, and they are doing very well. I can talk about a few of my seniors in this regard. So this I just wanted to add from my part, that when the sir was talking about the role that he is playing with respect to his alumnus institution, he is really doing it, and definitely now also it is going on, and I believe in coming years there will be more stories around also coming in this regard.
That's true. So even the academic director, Mr. Abhishek Srivastav, he is also alumni IIT BHU से हैं. राहुल सर से आपने interact कर लिया. Pulkit also has taken project management and general studies sessions for the MEDG and Next IAS students. So there are many stories which have been built up over the period. So Rahul, now up to you. Take the next question. एक चीज मैं share करना चाहता हूँ. I was a very mediocre student when I was in college. My CGP was only 7.78 final CGP. And 7 to 8 के बीच में vary करता रहा. Only in one semester I was above 8. But what I have felt over the period of time, these things never matter in the life. What matters, how beautifully you put your efforts and plan your preparation. That is what matters. So those students who are average performers, they should not feel that only the higher grade students are having this kind of the achievement. कुछ भी कोई भी कर सकता है. Anyone can do. I come from the farming background. My father is farmer, village background, and many of you may be having the similar background. But never ever in the life it became any barrier. UPSC में interview में भी one of the highest marks I have been getting. Pulkit has got very impressive 196 marks. तो ये सब मतलब nothing becomes barrier in the life. So Rahul, to you now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And it's always great to hear you. And obviously, Made Easy family and the Next Eyes family. And sometimes it looks like it is a ITBHU family, basically. It's a kind of उस तरीके से senior भी हैं, junior भी हैं, and all the generation are there. From 1998, as the founder, or you are the founder and you are from the 1998 batch. We have the Abhishek sir, and Abhishek sir is from the 2006 batch. I am from the 2010 batch, and we have the Pulkit also right now. So he is from the 2015 batch. So if you see, there is a generation of the 4, 5 years, 6 years, and we have all the generation here. And right now we are talking with the 2020 student, 2020, 2021 batch basically. So all the generation in a one frame are there, and it's a really it's always a great feeling when we talk about the ITBHU. It's an attachment with the alma mater, and we all have spent almost 4 years, and that is the one of the most precious event or precious lifetime of in the 4 years. And it's always while playing the cricket also, or anything, whatever we have done in the college. And it's always great, and it's always great to hear you and the journey you have followed from the 1998 till 2021. And there is lots and lots remaining in this journey. Thank you, sir. And I'll be taking the questions to the Pulkit also, because I think some of the juniors, or you can say students, are waiting to क्या-क्या चीजें और हैं जो वो जानना चाह रहे होंगे preparation के लिए. Thank you, sir.
Pulkit, I request from you to share a strategy to students being fresher, how they should begin, at which stage they should focus in GS, and how to select optional, because optional is a very vital area. And do you recommend for the engineering optionals if there are advantages or disadvantages? This is my request. You share these things, will help students a lot.
Definitely, sir. I'll take this thing in the discussion as part of it. We'll definitely look from this regard, sir. So, sir, first coming to the first part, as we are talking about the right time. To be very honest about it, the right time is about the 3rd year or the 4th year. I could not do it. That was a mistake, that I could not start my preparation in this regard. But I will like my juniors to even learn from my mistakes, not only from my achievements. So, and now when you talk about the strategy in this regard, I believe coming from a very premier institution, you have all the aptitude that is required in order to clear this examination. All that you require is your efforts should be directed in a good direction, or the direction along which you can achieve your objective. So in this, I believe, sir, coming from the strategy aspect, now strategy has to be evolved according to the plan by which UPSC is taking this civil services examination. It is a 3-stage process: the preliminary examination, the mains examination, and the personality test examination. And to be very candid about it and very frank about it, many of the students coming from this background, I would like to just add here is, you are among the cream of the country in this regard. Coming from an institution, you are top-notch institution, you are lying somewhere in the about the 3 sigma deviation if we talk in academic terms. You are among the 1 to 2% of the people in terms of the academic caliber. So in that regard, in preliminary examination, students from this background find it relatively easier, although it is very difficult in terms of others, and a lot of hawkery and dockery is created around it. But believe me, coming from this background, prelims will not be a tough nut to crack for you yet. But coming to mains, it at times becomes difficult for us, because the practice that we are having in terms of what we are doing since our 10th standard, we are very objectively oriented. We have been practicing circling, bubbling. Our career has been built on bubbling, right? If you can recall your IIT JEE examination, and during your graduation also, although you will be even studious students who are there, they are not able to develop writing skills in that regard, although they might be scoring very well. Numerical skills are something different. And coming from a graduation that is engineering background, you have very less touch of in terms of influencing the examiner from the aspect of the text that you are writing. So I believe you should start focusing on that simultaneously when you are starting the preparation. This I'm talking from where you are coming and from where you have to go. From where you are coming, you have certain strengths, believe in them, certain limitations or certain things on which you have not worked. Try to work on them, develop those muscles, and you'll definitely sail through during the process. And as such, talking about the integrities, I think we can better take it through the questions that Rahul sir might be putting me. And if anything is left out, I'll add additionally towards the end of the presentation.
Sir, you are muted. Rahul sir.
Yes, that's the great thing, Pulkit, that you have shared. Next question for me कि how to make notes basically, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जो अभी जिन्होंने पढ़ना start किया होगा, they have just started the reading and everything, and they must be thinking कि what to note down and what should not be note down. But तो basically question ये है कि कब notes बनाना start करना चाहिए, कैसे preparation start करनी है, what can be the sources और कौन से ऐसे sources हैं, जैसे even CMD sir was also talking about the one best source for a particular subject. So what can be the best sources for that, and what can be the approach to make the notes out of that, because notes making is very important in the UPSC examination. So how to proceed that?
Okay, thank you, sir. I believe now I have to answer on note making and the books or the strategy in terms of the sources. So I'll be dealing in two parts. Now talking about the first part about note making. I believe note making is very essential from the aspect of what is the objective of note making. Note making is something you will summarize something, whatever you have read or whatever you have come across, so that it helps you in terms of recalling. So from that aspect, note making becomes very essential. And also understand the objective of a book. Whenever you are reading a book, the book is written in a format whereby it has a narration. It builds up the things, and the things which will be asked, they will be somehow hidden in the entire canvas that is given to you. So from that, you have to pick up like what are these things around which you could be asked a question. And that is something that should be going into your notes, because reading once will help you in terms of understanding, developing the understanding around the concept that you have to come across. But when you are going from the perspective of a competitive examination, apart from understanding, you have to show that you know it. And from that part, your note making should be oriented. So that is the objective of entire note making. If you're clear with the objective, you'll know about the how you have to go about it. But I'll briefly tell you about how also. Like whenever you're reading anything, like I take simple example of a newspaper, right? That is very something which all of you might be doing also. And to be very honest, many of you might be having different career paths also. Many of you might be preparing for CAT, JET, GMAT, GRE, anything. In that regard, whenever you read something, try to summarize the idea around it. And I believe this, I'm talking especially with people coming from this background, you deal in ideas, right? The factual thing is never a big deal for us, because we are able to remember, we are able to recall those things, but develop along the ideas, whatever you read. And that note making could be in the format, you just scribble it somewhere. It could be if it is some book that you will be restoring with you, scribble it something on the margins, which you might be referring in your second reading. And if you are making proper notes out of it, that you don't want to refer a notebook again or a textbook again, that scribbling should go into some dedicated place. That could be in a written format, or using technology, you can also go in a digital format. So that will be the process. And that is you who have to decide that what needs to go where. No entire text, if you are writing down the entire text, even 1/3 of it, that doesn't mean you have done note making. Note making means you have to be very brief about it. You just refer it and you can do around it. If I compare with our background, note making will be something of like you have to solve a numerical, right? You have to just know about the formula. You need not know about the entire processes. Just know the formula, apply yourself. That will be your note. This I'm talking from the context, from the background from which we are coming. Now coming to the second part, as sir is asking me regarding the book sources, the sources we have to decide according to the objective of the examination. Now, objective of the examination is it requires you to have a default datum knowledge set that based on this knowledge, everyone of can communicate. Something similar to on the basis of which you have got the admission into IIT. When you are talking there is some datum in terms of sciences or the knowledge technology that you are having. Based on that, you had physics, chemistry, these kind of courses. So first you have to develop that datum. And that datum, unfortunately, in this preparation is very scattered. That datum you have to refer. Simultaneously, you have to prepare for the current things that are happening around. Because seeing from the objective of your job that you will be going into, you will have to solve problems and they have to be current problems. So you need to know about what is currently happening in and around the world. So these are the two broad sets. Now talking about these sources, the first source that is developing your datum knowledge, the best source is your NCRTs. But believe me, they are never able to even secure 10% of the knowledge that you are required because they are written from a format that is trying to make a 16-year kid or a 15-year-old child to understand the things around what is happening and expecting from a student who is approximately around 24 to 25, that is the average age by which you should be cracking this examination. You cannot say that you will be having the same knowledge set that is expected from a 15-year-old kid. So in that, you have to somehow aid the knowledge that is there. And for that, your references books will come handy. And talking about the book list, I will not go into the detail because everyone knows the book list. If any serious candidate is there, he knows about it. Refer any of the toppers blog, he'll refer the book list. You have to refer that book list only. And if apart from that book list also, you are not, if you are fearing that you are missing out something in terms of concepts, you can definitely go into the curated content that the coaching provides you. In that regard, I like to mention here regarding the curated content of Next IAS in this regard. They have done it by intensive research, exhaustive research, whereby they have involved many students like us. In fact, many of your juniors have worked in those kind of content building. So they are curated in which someone has applied his brain according to the demand. So this could be a 3 set of references, and that has to go gradually. First, it has to be NCRTs for a basic preliminary reading, and that is to be a light reading like a novel, just to understand what is the concept that I'm referring to. Then aid your knowledge with an additional standard reference book that everyone is reading. And even that it is not sufficient, do refer to a curated coaching material that will be helpful because someone has put efforts in that regard, and that will be helpful in terms of achieving your target. Now coming to the second part regarding the sources for your current updation, in that I believe newspaper reading is a very good practice. Even if it becomes hectic or even if you find it not very fruitful, believe me, overtly or covertly, it will be helping you in terms of in the entire process. Even if you are not making notes from the newspaper, what is the major problem with the students who are preparing for is they find the note making process of a newspaper a very hectic thing. Even if you are not going for note making, at least scroll through the newspapers, at least refer to the important news items. Nowadays, even websites provide with these kind of news items, the important headlines that you need to refer on that. And I believe I have referred also during my interview preparation, the NextIAS website. You can refer those also. And otherwise, best thing will be read the newspaper yourself. Don't rely on any headlines which somebody is telling you. But if you want to cut short it, you can refer that part also. And then second thing will be after your newspaper reading, you can go for referring certain curated current affair material that is in nowadays provided to the students. That will help you in terms of having an objective orientation towards whatever have you read in the newspapers. So summarizing in terms of sources, you have to bifurcate your sources in terms of source for developing the datum knowledge and source for updated knowledge. In datum knowledge, 3 set of sources, NCRTs, standard book, or a curated material. And in terms of current updation, newspaper and a curated monthly compilation will help you in this regard.
Okay, this was Pulkit, as we discussed about the GS portion, what is needed for the GS portion and how to decide the option, because optional is the you and we all know that optional is playing the major role in the selection right now. So how to decide a particular optional for the youngster, because they are the people, they are going for the preparation, starting the preparation, and there may be a doubt ki what should be our option, whether engineering optional or whether something else. So how to decide a particular option?
See, deciding an optional, again, you have to be seeing it from the objective. Your objective is to score good. So take an optional which is able to help you score good in the competitive examination. And in order to score good, read a text, you should be having an interest in that field. So these are my major two basic criteria in order to resolving any optional. Now coming to deciding the optional, that has to be your personal decision, I believe. And now talking about in terms of taking an engineering optional or a humanities optional, that is up to you. I'll just highlight the benefits or the limitation in both the options. If I talk about from the engineering optional, and if I take myself into the picture, if I share my personal experience, for me it was a kind of a default option, because I had prepared for engineering services earlier and I had even secured DRDO's placement through the campus. So somehow it became a default option for me that I have to somehow go with this optional only. But I'll be very honest about it, have a thorough thought about your optional. And in this regard, what is the benefit of having a engineering optional is you will be somehow taking forward the same things that you have read during your 4 to 5 year course. You will be working on that thing only, and that somehow helps you in terms of knowing about what you are going to read. And the second thing here is the limitation or the challenge in terms of taking an engineering optional is you have to balance your general studies part with your optional. And believe me, that is very challenging. I will be very honest about it. I will not say that even if you are going about an engineering optional, even if someone is scoring good in engineering optional, you have to also make sure that you will be able to balance out the requirement of your general studies also. First factor is that the syllabus is quite exhaustive compared to the humanities subjects. Second is, in this regard, somehow you are not having any inclination of whatever you will be reading in the optional in your general studies. So these are two major drawbacks. But at the same time, there is an advantage also. Many times you are able to score well. And second thing is, these paper that comes from the engineering optional aspect is that you will be, any day you will be able to score above average given day, because there will be numericals. You will be very objectively minded because you have to solve, your mind works in that way, right? So that will be your advantage. So based on this, I am summarizing regarding the engineering optional. Apart from this, you can see other optional also. There are many humanities options and people are doing really wonderful in those also. And if you are able to develop some interest in those also, you can definitely go about those subjects also.
Okay, nice. So this was the idea about the option, and as we all know, the exam is of the prelims, mains, and the interview. It is bifurcated in the 3 stages, that is prelims, mains, and interview. So what should be the approach for the prelims and mains? It is simultaneously you can prepare for the prelims and mains, or it should be different. Prelims preparation is different and mains preparation is different.
Sir, in this thing, I'd like to mention that what I believe is the objective for a 3-stage process is not something the UPSC is testing differently in the 3 stages. It is more from the logistics aspect of UPSC. In the first stage, it has an objective paper because although they say a preliminary examination, the truth is it is an elimination examination. It just wants a few set of people, around 10,000 to 12,000 based on the vacancies, on which they will be specifically focusing in terms of evaluating them subjectively, which requires effort. And coming to the next stage, they will call around 2,000 to 3,000 students for a one-to-one interaction. So what I believe my take on this is it is more of a logistics rationale that UPSC is having a 3-stage process. So this is my first part. So second part is that in all these 3 stages, what UPSC is looking for is constant. Whatever it is trying to identify through this examination, it is always same in all the 3 processes. So you have to go in an integrated manner. Let UPSC decide in what stage it wants to test what, but you be prepared comprehensively, holistically in terms of the entire process. That will definitely help you in terms of cracking all the 3 stages. Here again, I'll mention one thing again that I had earlier also referred. Coming from an IIT, that to a premier institution like us, preliminary stage is like peanuts for us, but the mains is a big hurdle because prelims is more about objectivity and mains is more about subjectivity, and you have to develop that subjectivity over a period of time. And for us, especially coming from this background, it's quite challenging. I'll be very truthful about this. There is no munching of words in this regard. You have to develop that subjectivity. And then coming to the personality test, it will be more about, although it is a personality test, it is more about the conversation that you can strike there. It is more about the kind of places, people, events that you have gone through, how you have seen, your perspective about it. So that thing will be also somehow tested in the personality test also. So my take is prepare it comprehensively as a total 3-stage process rather than saying it individually.
Okay, nice. So, was there any daily routine for you? मतलब आप बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं ना, कुछ लोग प्लान करते हैं, तो वीकली प्लान बनाते हैं, मंथली प्लान बनाते हैं, कुछ लोग बात करते हैं, some toppers believe in the yearly plan or the long term or the short term plans. So what was your take? What is your take on that?
In this, I'd like to take the same idea that Singh sir was talking a while ago. I developed this habit of journaling. I'll also suggest you also, like, you go for this journaling habit, write down your to-do task for the given day, and then prioritize it, right? You can also refer some of standardized journaling habits. You might even refer some of the books also nowadays they come. Just prioritize yourself in terms of what you want to do in academics. Now I'll be talking from your perspective. I will not be talking about what I was doing here. Talking from your perspective, right now you are also involved in graduation. Then segregate it. What you have to do on that day regarding your academics. Then what you have to do on that day regarding your long-term project, that is the career option that you're looking into. And third is what you want to do in terms of enjoying your life there, in terms of the extracurricular activities. So based on these priorities, make a note of it. That will give you a definite target, what you want to do on that particular day, and take it day by day. Whenever you are able to achieve that target, strike it off. If you are not able to achieve it, take it to the next day, do it. See, the entire process itself will help you in terms of doing it more. You might not appreciate now, but over the course of period of time, you will realize that many times, whatever you are able to quantify it, you will be also able to correct it. What gets quantified, it also gets corrected. So based on that philosophy, if you are able to quantify that what you have to do in the coming 24 hours, you will be able to have a fair analysis around it, what you are able to do, what you are not able to do, and based on that, you also reorient yourself.
Nice. अब जब हमने प्रीलिम्स देख लिया, मेंस देख लिया, so मेंस का एक important part है, एक important aspect है पुलकित, and that is answer writing. Okay, because answer writing के बिना nothing is possible. Okay, so how to go for the answer writing? How answer writing is important, and what is the role of the mock test papers in the answer writing?
Sir, in this, I'll again take an analogy from the background from which we are coming. Talk about the subject of mathematics. If we talk about mathematics, mathematics is a set of certain formulas, certain static knowledge. But whenever you take an examination for mathematics, you are never asked about those formulas. You will be having certain application based on that. Take the same analogy for the GS papers that we are having. Although it is from the humanities aspect, but the same analogy works there also. What happens in a GS paper is you will be having a certain datum set with you of the knowledge. And the examiner, because of the demand of the job that you are required to do, examiner looks for an analytical person who's able to work on ideas and who's able to rephrase himself, who is able to put forward his opinion, not just the static bookish things that he is looking, right? So in that regard, this answer writing for you is like a solving a numerical problem, and you will be awarded on that. So every day you have to practice how you are able to insert your data knowledge into the requirement that an examiner is putting forward to you. So that is definitely required, especially for people coming from our background, because we do develop this knowledge over a period of time. We do have good knowledge about, good awareness about it, good knowledge on facts, good ability to retain. And because of this only we are able to do prelims. But we do not practice in terms of developing a habit so that we can curate it to the requirement of someone who is asking. So this is the requirement of answer writing, and you have to definitely do this process.
Okay, so we have covered the prelims approach, we have covered the mains approach, and you have really got the good marks in the interview. Okay, so how was the day in the interview? First thing कि कैसा था interview, मतलब basically कैसा लगा, क्योंकि सबको एक experience तो होना चाहिए कि क्या feature क्या होता है basically वहाँ पे.
See, about interview, I'll definitely talk. Before talking about this interview, I'll talk about the other interview where I could not score quite well, right? I'll compare both the interviews. Earlier, that time I was very serious about it. I was very curious about it, very particular about it. It is like my make or break kind of thing that I have to perform very well. So in that zone, I was not able to somehow depict what I was. But this time I took it same like the campus placement interview that we take. I went in a very jovial manner, and my objective became like I will not go for testing. I will not allow them to enter into a zone where they are going for testing. I will develop conversations around it. This was my first objective entering into the booth. And in that regard, I had three things clear. I listen carefully, whatever they are speaking. I'll smile. I was just smiling throughout the interview. And this made them, in fact, they also appreciated this. They appreciated this fact that you are not at all nervous, you are just smiling about it. And this was something which I had learned during the campus days. I just recalled that thing. And the third will be what I believed sometimes speaking up, I speak a little fast. So I just slow down the entire process so as to just somehow relate my abilities with what is their requirement. So just I slowed down my speaking pace, the process, the interview process, and based on this, I could develop into a conversation. So in this, I'll share one thing about it, especially from the aspect of that asked me a question regarding, tell me something about Varanasi. I started with the basic things. I gave them 3 points. I gave them first point was that sir, it is the city which has the unbreakable history and the longest history period. Second was, sir, in terms of it is famous for Banarasi sari, Banarasi pan, and like this. Then I went to the third part. Then I said it is also famous for Banarasi masti. Then came the next question. What do you mean by this Banarasi masti? Then I told them, sir, it is a city where there is joy all around, and it is a city where even death is celebrated. And from that, they got into a different zone. Then these things do help in terms of developing conversation. So this question, I believe, played a very good role in terms of setting up the tone for my interview in this regard. And again, I am saying this is the approach that we generally have during our campus placements. I believe many of you would have attended it. I do also know about the attitude that you have during those campus placements. Believe me, that kind of attitude that you have that time, include little more formality about it, more refined approach to it, you will definitely sail through in any kind of interview that you will be facing in your life.
Okay, so as you have got some good marks this year, but you have already shared कि पहले बहुत सारे ऐसे भी टाइम रहे हैं जहाँ पे आपके मार्क्स उतने अच्छे नहीं आए, let's say, okay, इंटरव्यू में. So क्या डिफरेंस रहा basically? What was the major differences that you can chalk out and you can tell us कि basically जो इंटरव्यू पैनल है वो क्या देख रहा है, what they are looking for?
So talking about the first part, the major difference was the approach that I was having for the interview. Earlier, my approach, that personality test is more about a viva voice that we have during our college days. But this time I had a very different approach. I believe that it is not about checking my knowledge. It is more about testing my personality. And I believe my personality will be better revealed if I go into developing various conversations. This was just one part of the conversation that I shared with you. There are various other elements also associated with my life. And in all the questions, I had this approach that we will be going in some kind of conversation. And it was up to me that how I have to shape that conversations. With repeated practice, I developed it. I won't say that it is more about simulating yourself in that environment. I could develop that with regular practice. I do attended a number of mocks. Even with the institution also, I attended a number of mocks, which helped me in terms of simulating myself in terms of how I have to behave in a particular scenario. So, sir, this was the difference, I believe, regarding my approach to the interview. And sir, second part, I'm very sorry to say that I could not recall the second part that you were referring.
I was just asking basically what interview panel is looking for.
Oh, yes, sir. Sir, see again look from the objective, taking your own analogy. When you went for the joint entrance examination, what it was looking for, it was looking for certain analytical skills, certain scientific temper, which will be applied during your graduation days. Same is the process here. First, understand what will be your requirement of the job that you are supposed to do after going through the process. So they are an institution. UPSC is an institution which is given this responsibility. They have to find out the people from the country who will be able to do that particular job in an efficient and effective manner. So what you believe should be a trait that helps you in terms of doing that particular job is something what UPSC is looking for. And that is an entire gambit of values and personalities that you will be able to come across time. But this will be my one-liner explanation what they are looking for.
Okay, nice. And अगर let's say कि ऐसा नहीं होगा कि सभी लोग अभी ही तैयारी स्टार्ट करेंगे, ठीक है? It's there will be people who will be starting after getting some job or during the job. So is there any approach that one can follow to balance the job and the UPSC preparation?
Yes, sir. A very true fact you have told right now. Like, see, to be very realistic about your socio-economic background from where you are coming, it's highly likely that after graduation you will be going for a job at least for a year or so, right? Although we might say that you go right now, but we also understand from the kind of background that you are coming, it's highly likely that you will be going for a job. And many of your seniors, like even sir has also told that he went for a job. Even Rahul sir had also went for a job initially. Even myself, I had gone for a job initially. But if you are going for these jobs, don't do the mistakes that we have done in this regard. Be very particular about it. Be very clear about your goals in this regard, your career goals, and keep yourself integrated with the process. Keep yourself in touch with the peers or the friends who are into this process and who go for this in a targeted manner. And at the same time, have the same approach that I was telling you for someone who is in his third year or fourth year. In this regard, first priority will be your job. Do your best at the given task, then compress out, squeeze out the time that is left out from it, and then focus on what is required. Focus on developing your data knowledge, focus on reading newspapers, and slowly build up that. And once you are able to take a decision, yes, you are confident enough, or you are able to take a decision based on other factors also that you will be going in a targeted manner, then you can definitely pursue in a very short targeted manner. A 5-6 months period also is very enough in that regard. If you are doing your job for 2 years, then a 6-month period taking off from it, you can definitely do then also, right? And there are people who are doing this. Believe me, there are people from my own friend circle also, your own alumni also, they have done this. So you can also see from this aspect also.
Nice. So, Pulkit, is it really possible to crack this examination within 1 year if someone is focusing for that?
Sir, I could not do it, but others are doing it. There are definitely, even if you search out other toppers, you'll definitely find people are doing it. If they are doing it, you can also do it. Why not 1 year? Even people crack it with a good strategy, with a good guidance, even during just in a month of 5 to 6 months period also. So this will be my take on it. There's nothing that cannot be done in 1 year. If others are doing it, you can also.
Okay. Abhishek, sir. So Abhishek sir is academic director of Next IS, and he too, and he's obviously he's also alumni, and he's from 2006 batch, as I have already noticed. I told you guys, and he will ask some question with Pulkit. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. No question as such, but one thing I would like to add when you were talking about A, B, C, D, E, F. So F is for friends as well as F for focus. And what I have realized in Pulkit, even in Sir, that they are very highly focused individuals. जो भी गोल है उसके लिए इतना फोकस मैंने बहुत ही कम लोगों को देखा है. And really I admire this quality of theirs. And आप लोग जो भी सिविल सर्विसेज के तैयारी के लिए सोच रहे हैं, this one quality will set you apart, which I think. So I think Pulkit has shared a lot of things, lot of strategy, and जो मेरे experiences में रहा है, चीजें, and most of the things he has covered. Regarding answer writing, I find that Pulkit ka approach thoda sa unique hai, and I have seen his the work done by him in answer writing as well. So it is very tremendous. And I would, in fact, I would like to ask him कि जो उसने strategy बनाई थी, how he came up with that strategy of answer writing, because he has developed so extensive research paper kind of thing on answer writing.
So definitely I'd like to share on that. See, again speaking, might be many of you might not be able to appreciate what I'm going to talk here right now, because this I developed over a period of year or two, and that too when I took a break, I had not given one attempt in between. That year I developed this thing. The thing that I was sharing with you, the analogy that I gave you with respect to the mathematics subject, this was something on the similar lines. What I believe that in answer writing, the traditional approaches, I will be very brief about it. The traditional approach is introduction, body, and then conclusion. But no one tells you what to write in introduction. No one tells you what to write in body. No one tells you what to write in conclusion. Everyone will say write intro, body, conclusion. But what to write? So my analysis over the previous year UPSC questions, they helped me resolve that your introduction has to resolve around an idea. Because UPSC questions, if you analyze, it will be linking certain idea, even if it is a descriptive question, even if it is a static question from history or geography, it will be always around certain idea. So in your introduction, you have to bring forth the best argument that you have for that idea. That could be your definition, if you believe your definition is the best thing that you have in terms of that particular topic. But my suggestion will be avoid a definition. That cannot be your best thing that you have for anything. It could be a fact. It could be a certain report finding. It could be a certain analysis by a certain eminent person. It could be a refined or a reformed definition by a certain relevant scholar or a certain relevant source of reading. So this will be the first part, reveal the idea, and that idea should be revealed by a way which is the best foot forward. It is something similar to when you are going to meet someone, first put forward the best thing that you have. Then second comes your body. If you talk about body in this regard, you have to keep it concise, comprehensive, and connected. Why connected? As I talked about that the question will be talking in terms of ideas. If you talk about a 10 marker, it will be connecting mostly 2 ideas. 15 marker will be connecting around 3 ideas. So somehow you develop your structure of the answer so that you are able to bring about that connection between it. Insert the facts, insert the data, insert the static knowledge into it. You will be able to write a good enough write-up there, which will be above average, right? And my approach had always been to take myself above average in all the subjects. I never targeted for securing excessively in any of the subject. I just left it on destiny that if I'm having 7 to 8 set of exam papers, there will be 1 or 2 papers where I'll exceed. I'll go perform very well, or might be others are not doing well in that particular paper. But I ensure that I'll be writing such that I'm not below par or below average in any of the papers. And coming to the conclusion part will be first thing, being a civil servant, as I told you, will be solving problems when you go into your job. So you have to be very optimistic about it, very progressive about it. And you have to conclude in a way whereby the examiner feels that yes, if there was a certain problem that was to be addressed, you have the idea or you have the correct perspective whereby you will be very optimistic about things around you, and you will be definitely solving the problem. The other conclusion, this conclusion I was talking in terms of the journalistic papers that we have, the GS2 and the GS3. But if you talk about certain descriptive questions also come at times, that way you are not able to put forward this thing. In that scenario, you should put forward a learning from the relevant thing that has been asked to you. And that learning should reveal that this kind of learning is also required for a civil servant in order to resolve the problems. Those things you will develop over a period of time. Like there are many questions coming from the static part. The second approach that I am telling is very relevant from the static part, which comes from history, world history, society. There you have to conclude with a certain remark which reveals that you had a very good insight about the particular topic, and that insight will be helpful to you in terms of your job profile also. So this was my brief. I had to be very brief about it because we cannot go in much detail on this because of the time constraint.
Very nicely put by Pulkit. Over to you, Rahul.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank. Sorry.
thank you everyone, and Ashwarya, over to you.
Yeah.
And thank you for having us. And if there is
Yes.
any need, any requirement, so you can directly, you all can directly, you can tell to the Anuj ji, okay? And we
Sure.
will let you know, okay?
Yeah, so thank you so much from my side and from the team SCS side for having you and giving your valuable time for all of us and sharing your experience and all everything. Like the way you shared the things with us in the question answer sessions, like it was really insightful. I especially like the ABCDEF ka part which Pulkit sir you informed us about it, and the 6 steps mentioned by Mr. B Singh to crack UPSC exam, or rather, I will say any exams. Yeah, it's really good for all of us, and we are very grateful to have you here. And it's always a proud feeling and inspiration for all of us that seniors are doing really great, and it gives us a good inspiration. So today you all have inspired us along with guiding us, and on behalf of SCS and as well as on my behalf, thank you once again. And wait a minute, I will share this my screen to uh, I will share my screen and accept this e-memento from SCS IIT BHU. Wait a
Thank you,
minute.
Aishwarya, for having
Thank
us today. It was very
Yeah.
fruitful experience for us also, and we believe that whatever we have achieved, you guys will achieve more than us in a shorter period of time, and we do look forward to it. And I believe even the institution will be also helping with this regard. So feel free about it, and it was a very good experience for me also to sharing this particular platform with you all. Thank you.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Thank you. Welcome. Wait a minute. I will present my screen. Whose meeting was like, I'm disabled to present my screen. Can you allow me, please?
Swarya, could you please check again?
Okay. Yeah, now it's fine. Is it visible? Can
yes, yes.
Yeah, so this is for Mr. Basin,
Yes.
and this is second, this is third. So once again, thank you so much for joining the session and sharing your experience. And
Thank you, Ashwarya.
for the other participants, I'm sharing one feedback form. So please fill the feedback form, and now we can leave the meeting.
Thank you, Ashwarya. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Ashwin.